Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick.
And my name is Chris. And Nick, what have we got in store today?
Today, Chris, we are taking another cheeky look at Cardano. This is an article that's come across our path here, Chris, that's talking about supply chain tracking with Scantrust and basically what the Cardano Foundation developers Meta Connector is doing there. So we want to have a look at that, see what's going on. We'll also have a look at the markets, cover what's happened in the last 24 hours, have a look at the ADA to USD chart and see what's happening there, and also give our thoughts on what the future price might be and what kind of percent growth we're looking at for ADA in the coming weeks and months, Chris. I think it's going to be really fantastic. So guys, if you really find this useful and informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all of the videos and live streams that we do on here on the Cheeky Crypto channel. Chris, shall we jump over to the markets, have a quick recap on the last 24 hours, see what's happening with ADA there, jump over to the charts, recap all of that, and give our price thoughts, then jump over to have a look at this supply chain tracking.
Yeah, sounds great. Stay tuned, everyone. I think this one's a really good one. Yeah, let's get straight into it, Nick. I love this project.
Fantastic. Right, so here we are on CoinMarketCap. I'm just going to give us a quick refresh. We are on 565 billion USD for all cryptos, trading volume 124 billion, and Bitcoin's dominance here at 62.6. So for the day, it's pretty green. 1, 2, 3 reds, so 17 greens. And obviously the 7 days are representing the similar kind of thought pattern as well. So Cardano specifically here is at 4.10% up, okay? So we'll give that a click. We'll go in here and look a bit deeper. It's currently trading at 15.8 cents, okay? So that's the 4.10% for the day. Market cap, 4.9 billion. So close to getting over the 5 billion. Again, we have the trading volume here at $1 billion and circulating supply the 31.1 billion ADA. 45 billion being the total supply, and the maximum supply is 45 billion as well. And to give people a little bit of context, we'll just have a look at the all-time high and to refresh our memories. On the 4th of January 2018, the all-time high for ADA was $1.33, Chris. So really, really good stuff. At the point as well, the lowest point Cardano has ever been, or ADA has ever been, was the 1st of October 2017, where it was 1.7 cents. And I think if you were buying it then, and you did good for yourself. So you did yourself a good favor buying it that low. So let's have a look at the ADA to USD, right? So here we are. If I scroll out a little bit, you can kind of see all of the history of everything that's gone on here for ADA, right? So it's absolutely massive spikes and peaks and troughs and all sorts, right? But we're currently in this area over here. So let's just drill in a little bit and see what's going on. So yesterday we saw a red day for ADA, right? So in this particular zone, we saw, all the way from up here in that 23% retrace level, dropping all the way down to this support level here at the 14.9 cents approximately, right? It might be a little bit lower, so it went through and kind of, went down here at one point, but it doesn't stay in these zones for very long before coming back up. And it closed on the line, which is fantastic. And then obviously today saw a lot of buying pressure and the bulls were in control and have brought it back up to this zone. And we also tested the 16.08 cent level here, touching this line very briefly. Unable to kind of get through it today, so hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll come on through there. But ultimately, in this fib retrace that we've got on here was from the low of the 15th of November and the high of the 24th of November, and we are firmly here just below the 23% level, probably in about I'm gonna say 30% level, maybe 30, or yeah, I'm going to say 30% retrace from that high that we had on the 24th on the 24th of November. So 30% difference between that high point and where we are today, which is pretty respectable. We usually see that. It's not too bad. So what's our thoughts, Chris, on, I guess, ADA price going forward into 2021? There's lots of obviously really good news coming out. We heard just the other day, basically, that they're trying to launch Yellow and a few other things, the KVM, that basically allows any programmer in the world with any programming knowledge, to write for Cardano, right? So PHP, whatever it may be, C++, all of those languages, all of those developers will be able to develop for Cardano. Whereas obviously in the Ethereum world, it's kind of limited to, blockchain specific developers, right? So massive news from Cardano on that front. And I think this is absolutely massive for things to come going forward. Also the side chains as well that are bringing in, the EVM. So you could just move straight over to Cardano's EVM sidechain, so you don't have to worry about potentially changing anything at all if you just want to leave Ethereum and move over to a more cost-efficient model, such as Cardano. So lots of really positive and bullish news. Obviously, next year, Chris, we're also seeing Gogen getting launched, which is it's going to be fantastic in itself, but it also brings those smart contract platforms, right? So this news for programming languages, encompassing all programming languages into Cardano, is a kind of a way of preparing for Gogen going live next year, which is end of February, beginning of March, and there's no delays as far as we're aware of on that rollout yet. So with all of these things lining up very nicely, I think next year we're going to see some pretty decent price discovery for ADA, right? So some of the numbers that we've heard and seen some other analysts talking about, they talk about anywhere between like $1-2, always up to potentially like $3, $4, $5. And then there are those crazier thoughts as well out there, where you say like double-digit dollar growth, right? $10 or higher, but potentially even 20, right? So lots of different numbers being thrown out and about for what ADA can achieve going forward. But we've kind of got in here something that we think is very much achievable for next year, and we think this probably happen probably somewhere between March and June. We think that's pretty much a good bet, isn't it, Chris? And that's $3. We think that, we can go up to $3 with ADA as it stands, right? And so this is what this blue line represents. This shows us that kind of growth potential of this project. And if we just scroll this out quite a way, we can see just here what that means in terms of this, right? So it's 1,800% growth on the current position. And the history obviously looks tiny in comparison to, I can try to bring this in. So you can see the old all-time high here, right? And obviously getting smashed and bring up to a new all-time high, which we think will happen next year. And it's going to be an interesting time with smart contracts. This is quite a conservative number. It may, like I say, be higher. Some analysts are talking about much higher numbers than what we are here. So do brace ourselves. I think this is very much an accomplishment, and that can be achieved next year. So $3 is what we're kind of aiming for on our chart. We're going to leave this on this chart, so we can always reference it. We can come back to it whenever we want and kind of drill in and see how well we're doing in progressing towards the targets. So really one to watch out for, guys. I think it's going to be an interesting year, 2021. And lots of stuff is going to be happening in the space, so do watch out. At the moment, all we're trying to do is get through this next level of resistance, which I'm hoping will happen tomorrow, if I can do a straight line, just straight up here. And then once we're back into this red zone, have a few additional candles, and then hopefully try to breach back through here and claim up a new test at this level in the coming days. So one to watch out for. I think it's very, very positive news, Chris. Anything you want to add to the pricing before we move on?
Yeah, at the moment I'm a little bit surprised not to see the price move in an upwards direction. To as much as I would expect with the bullish news that's obviously come out recently, but I think we're still early in the space. I do expect that price discovery to happen next year for certain.
Fantastic. Right, so let's get into this this supply chain tracking. So Cardano Foundation develops a metadata connector for Scantrust supply chain tracking. So this came out today, I think. No, it's a couple of days ago, right? So in January 2020, during the World Economic Forum at Davos, the Cardano Foundation accepted an offer to implement a proof of concept integration with Scantrust, a global connected goods platform. So throughout 2020, the Cardano Foundation integration team has been working with Scantrust to develop a transactional metadata connector, which would use the Cardano blockchain as a public audit platform on which to verify supply chain data linked with physical products. And this is fantastic. This is just like another step forward for Cardano. So it's getting back into, I guess, the territory of VeChain and things like that. And you know how bullish we are on VeChain and the things that they're doing. So it's really good to see something like this happening as well. So here we are pleased to share further details on this project with our community, as well as exploring the first proof of concept product to formally leverage transactional metadata on Cardano for supply chain tracking throughout Scantrust. Before we discover how Cardano metadata can be used for product traceability, let's take a closer look at Scantrust and how it provides supply chain solutions. So what is Scantrust? It's based in Switzerland. Scantrust provides digitalization of supply chain tracking for Fortune 500 enterprises and small to medium enterprises, the SMEs, in more than 165 countries worldwide. So a pretty big player in the space. So working alongside companies with complex international supply chains, such as Unilever, ExxonMobil and DuPont, Scantrust applies proprietary and patented tamper-resistant labels on connected products using secured QR codes. These QR codes include a secure graphic in the center that gives every QR code anti-counterfeit features. So consumers can scan these codes using their smartphones and can easily assess product-specific information. Scantrust software then traces and displays unique information such as origin, time in transit, which actors have been involved in the supply chain journey, etc. Right? So lots of good things there. So for companies that depend on selling physical products, Scantrust enables active brand protection, supply chain awareness, direct consumer engagement benefits. So why is supply chain visibility important to companies selling physical products, and what problems does the physical goods supply chain currently face? So why is it important? Well, I'm going to skip over that because I think it's pretty obvious why it's important. And as you use wine as an example to that, so I'll let your mind kind of roll off with that. But so spanning 3 generations of expert winemakers, wine is nested in the rolling hills of Western Georgia. For basically 300 meters. I'm not that really interested in any of that. So product award winning, blah, blah. So through Scantrust, each bottle of wine produced by the wine manufacturer here will carry a unique QR code connected to metadata on the Cardano blockchain, allowing every bottle to be easily traced from the grape to the table. The proof of concept solution will allow for detailed data visualization built from every touch point along the supply chain. So Wine is perfect pilot project for future product traceability solutions built using Cardano with specification in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, but this solution has the potential to be applied to a multitude of other industries. And that just reminds me, Chris, of BeefChain that we spoke about before as well, where they were doing, the same thing with cattle. I think it's just fantastic. So honestly, this space with Cardano it goes beyond just smart contracts, beyond a lot of the other kind of transactional stuff. We've even heard about Shopify and Cardano and all that kind of stuff, but also the supply chain sector. Cardano is just an absolute beast of a blockchain, and something that you can't take lightly. Not only should Cardano be, not only should Ethereum be worried about Cardano, but potentially even someone like VeChain might start to consider Cardano a bit of competition, right? So definitely one to watch out for, Chris. And what are your thoughts on all of that?
Well, I'm invested in both ADA and VeChain, so I think it's going to be good for both projects. And the reason why I say this is I think you're right. VeChain might see Cardano as a bit of a risk to that sector they're trying to corner, right? And there's probably space for both, but I think it will put a little bit of pressure on VeChain to get some deals over the line. I mean, they've already got some fantastic deals in place, but I think generally it's going to be great for both of those projects you mentioned. Not so good for Ethereum.
No, not so good for Ethereum, but usually competition's a good thing. It makes you level up your standards, gets you more better, better coding and all that kind of good stuff. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we saw VeChain partnering up with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗍 over in the US as well. So we've got Cardano, trying to sort out some supply chain things as well. So it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, beef chain. We also have wine in the blockchain as well. So watch the space. I think it's going to be an absolutely roller coaster of a ride, and I can't be more happy to be invested in ADA at this point. So guys, if you found this useful and informative, go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. The whole cheeky crypto community really appreciates it. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here on the channel. And with that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, take care, everyone.